Hi, it's Staci Miller from 55 Degree Wine. Welcome back. I feel like I've missed all of you. It feels like it's been so long. I'm back with an exploration of fascinating and unique grapes from all over Italy. Once again, I've got to remind you that the grapes of Italy oftentimes stay in place and very oftentimes have everything to do with the history of place. I'm going to start off, and I'm going to taste all of these with you today, with Falanghina, named after the phalange, which is the stake used to train the vine when it was being grown. Now, yeah, of course, grapes grow up on stakes, on vines, don't they? In the ancient times, that vine actually oftentimes trained itself up a tree. So you knew that this was a grape of distinction if they were naming it because they were staking it. We are in Campania. Yes, I have a small map here, in an area that is driven by the volcanoes that dot the landscape. 100% Falanghina from Matilde Zasso, from a gentleman that actually is an ancient Roman scholar, and his goal was to try to find the grapes that would have made the wine that the ancient Romans spoke about, Falernium. Nothing like Falernium. That's a wine that we probably wouldn't enjoy, probably oxidative, really sweet, really different. But this I know you'll enjoy. It's become a little bit of a favorite at the store. Beautiful pale color, lightly refreshing aromas. We've got a little bit of tropical, kind of unusual, as opposed to hard fruit. And wow, is it engaging. I'm getting orange blossoms, perhaps some citrus. Definitely. The flavors follow through. We have a little bit of that orange, maybe a bit more lemon peel. Acidity is absolutely in check and super, super delicious. An ancient guy on an ancient wine. This is Falanghina from Matilde Zasso, Campania. Zooming you up top to the border of Slovenia and Austria. This is Friuli. Now, the area of Friuli still holds in a lot of its culture, its history with more Eastern European. The signs are half the time in German. And the cool climate sort of dictates the choices in winemaking. So, we look at a grape called Schioppettino. Kind of sounds like what it is, buckshot, gunshot, named mostly for the small buckshot-looking berry of this particular grapevine. And also for me, there's always something. This used to be the wine that the ancient Friulians used to use for their weddings. So I always think gunshot wedding. Beautiful pale color. They do something interesting at Jacùss. They actually air dry lightly these grapes in order to concentrate the flavor and then take the really bright, lively acidity of this grape, kind of diminishes a little bit. And you're seeing a little bit of that air drying in the bricky, garnety color here. I get some spice. I get a little bit of the red fruit that the wine looks like. Let me see. Let me give this one a whirl. Yum. The acidity is still there, even though we've gotten a little bit of that air drying. But you know what? It's perfect. Imagine cool climate fare with something that's going to cleanse your palate with the rich heartiness of that fare. Still get spice, perhaps dark plum and cherry. And moderately long finish. Not super long, but it's definitely still with me. Now, this is Jacùss. This is their Fire in Flame, Flamis, perhaps once again named for the fact that it's been lightly air dried. And it's from the Jacùss brothers up here in Friuli, Venezia. Pretty cool that 55 Degree Wine has so many wines that are generally not even imported. These are small regions that don't usually get to the US either on the East Coast or the West Coast. We are in the second smallest region called Molise, an area that recently, well, relatively recently, seeded from the area of Abruzzo and its lovely Montepulcianos, and they have a grape that at one point in history was assumed to be of Spanish descent. Spanish wine's tinto for the red, so hence we have the grape Tintilia. 100% Molise. They've actually found that it has nothing to do with anything from Spain and probably is indigenous to this mountainous, beautiful region. Cantina Cipressi, one of the few producers in the area, so if you kind of stumbled into Molise, you'd probably stumble into them. They've named this wine Macchiarossa, and let's give Tintilia a whirl. Right off the bat, much meatier, much earthier. Definitely know that this one has spent some time, considerable time in oak barrels, but I think a lot of that is actually coming from the natural character of Tintilia. Warmer climate as well. Can almost get a sense that the alcohol is just a little bit riper from down here than it would be from way up here. The meatiness follows. Spice, perhaps licorice, maybe a little plummier. The acidity, in contrast to the Schioppettino, is far less, a little bit more balanced, but we're still not looking at what many of you are accustomed to. Big, rich, velvet-gloved wines that are almost able to stand by themselves. This one still is looking for food. And the food of the area, mountain fare, perhaps grilled and roasted lamb. That would be dynamite stuff. So again, 3 wines, 3 distinct areas, each of them very rarely, if ever, leaving where they're from. From Campania in the south with Falanghina, from Friuli and their Schioppettino, and then from the mountainous region on the back of the boot, Tintilia. Come down and taste with us. I look forward to seeing you at the wine bar. Stay in touch. Let us know what you want to taste next. Ciao. See you next time.